So I'm going to walk you through how to graph the example y equals 2 quantity x minus 1 squared plus 1. And we're going to do it using a sequence of transformations. Alright, so the first thing is we notice that we are graphing the quadratic function, which means we're going to start with the basic quadratic x squared, which is shown here in black. Okay. First thing in our sequence is we notice that there is a constant being either added or subtracted directly to the x-coordinate within the function. And here we're subtracting 1 directly from x. This should tell us that the original graph will shift to the right 1 unit, meaning we're going to add 1 to pretty much all the x-coordinates, and that'll result in our shift here. So let's take a look and see if that happens. Okay, which has happened. And if you pick any point, like for example, I'm going to pick the point, we had the point 0, 0 on the original graph. Well, now on the new graph, it's the point 1, 0. Okay? So we're looking good. Alright, so that means we've shifted to the right. Next thing in our sequence is we notice that something's being multiplied to the function. Here it's a constant of 2. So this should tell us that there's going to be a vertical stretch because that number is bigger than 1. And because it's bigger than 1, it should stretch our blue graph vertically. Meaning it's going to double all the y-coordinates, and that's what's going to cause the vertical stretch. So let's see if that in fact happens. Okay. And here we have it. Okay. And we can see that, for example, if you have the point 2, 1, well, now we have the point 2, 2 because the y-coordinate doubled. On the blue graph, we have the point 3, 4. All right. Now we have the point 3, 8 on the new one. Okay. So now we're there. Okay. So we stretch vertically. Last in our sequence is we notice that there is a constant being added to the entire function outside the parentheses, and it is a constant of 1. This should cause the graph, our orange graph, which is what we're at now, to shift up 1 unit. So all of the y-coordinates are actually going to shift up 1. So let's see if that in fact happens, and then we should end up with our answer. So. And there we have it. And again, you can see, if you look at our orange graph here, all right, and then you look at the new graph, it looks like we had the point 1, 0. Well, we add 1 to the y-coordinates, now 1, 1. And you can in fact do that for any of the point going from the orange, which is where we're at in our sequence, to now the purple. Okay? So that should give us our answer. And there's our graph in purple. Okay? So that's going to be our answer, and that's the graph using transformations.